Hey guys, let's talk about tonight's episode of Scandal. And first of all, let me just say I am so excited that my one of my favorite shows is back on TV. And oh my god, this show does not disappoint. So much went down in this episode, and like there weren't a lot of like shock and awes, but there actually kind of were some moments where I was like, oh, I did not see that coming. So where do I begin? Of course, we pick up about a month after everything went down with Mama Pope and them finding out that she is actually a terrorist and that she has been out of the country now and they don't know where she is. And of course, we have Jake as the leader of B613. Rowan does not have a job. Olivia is the campaign manager for Fitzgerald Grant once again, and they are sucking face in the Oval Office right off the top of the episode. I was not expecting that. Adnan Sharif is on Harrison's trail. Quinn. She is still wrapped up with Charlie, and Charlie has been warned by B613 that she is not welcome. And of course, we have Olivia trying to solve all the problems that are going on. And one of the biggest problems we have is Miss Sally Langston. And it is now it's public knowledge that she is going to run against Fitzgerald Grant in the new election and that she has refused to leave being the vice president. So conflict of interest, can you say? So this has obviously been the driving point in this episode. And now we are off trying to find a new VP that they will put on the ticket for Fitzgerald Grant when he runs against Sally Langston. And the guy that he chooses is like this George Clooney-esque type guy where he's like this good-looking older man and he's like the ladies' man and, you know, he dates models and he's dated CEOs, but nobody cares about that. They just care about all the models that he's dated. And of course, when Olivia is trying to get to the root of it all, you know, she wants him to be honest. And in a moment of kind of an argument that they're having, he blurts out that he did fall in love with a woman and he let her get away, and you know he's regretted that decision, and ever since that he's buried himself in his work. So at the end of the episode, dun dun dun, we find out that that woman is Miss Mellie Grant. That's right, people. Oh God. Here is why Olivia warned the president that her gut was just telling her that something was off with him. And here we go. And of course, see, this is one of the things that just drives me crazy about the show. You know, we know that Fitz has always sort of been like this wishy-washy kind of president, but it always seems like he just gets sandbagged, like every time. Like anytime he tried to make a stand for something, it backfires. So he tried to help Olivia out with her mom, boom, it backfires. Now he is like, you know, I swear that this guy is, you know, an old friend of mine and he's good to go and I trust him. And yet he's had feelings for his wife these last 12 years. And that is just going to be drama. I mean, let's face it, Fitz doesn't really care about Mellie that way. Like, he doesn't love her. He loves Olivia. We all know that. And we saw that play out in this episode. But still, it is just going to be drama for what this is going to mean for the White House. Like, that's the drama that is going to ensue. And, oh, I can't wait to see it go down. In other news, we have, of course, Cyrus and James is now the press house secretary, and he's the one who fields all the questions that come in when they're addressing the media. And of course, the hot topic this episode was Olivia and Fitz. Like, are they canoodling again and what's going on there? And they had to try to deflect the attention off of them and put it somewhere else. So while this was going on, one of the reporters was getting these texts from an unknown source that how come there was no investigation into Sally Langston's husband's there was no autopsy, and what's up with that? So, of course, by the end of the episode, we find out that it's James who is actually leaking this stuff to this this woman in the media. I mean, what, James? Oh my God. And it sounds like, and it looks like James is about to jump ship from his one true love, Cyrus, and he is about to burn him with Sally because he's over Cyrus. He knows that he's this horrible, despicable man, and he just is done. So he is working with David Rosen to try to take them down. And when he actually bugs the photo, it should have just rung a bell because obviously they had focused on the photo frame. And then when the other guy, Leo, was holding the photo frame, it's like, hit me over the head. And then I didn't obviously notice until the very end. And you're just like, oh, and no. We all know Cyrus once almost ordered a hit on his own husband. Charlie almost, he was like this close to offing James at one point when the whole Citron disc whatever thing went down. And it was like, and he was about to go spill the beans about the election rigging. So Cyrus is cray-cray and he will kill his husband. He does not care. So that was very interesting. We had some mysterious woman show up to Harrison, and we saw Harrison get a little busy, which was kind of good because, you know, these last 3 seasons, Harrison has gotten no love, and it's nice to see that he's actually getting a storyline coming his way. So he looks extremely nervous for the fact that this Adnan guy is back in, he got a visa and he's in the country and they can't get it revoked and he's here to stay, it looks like, which is going to be problems for Harrison because apparently he sent him a picture with these other 3 people in it and the 3 people are dead. So Harrison's days are numbered is what he believes. So that should be interesting. I hope we get some better insight into all that. Can't wait. And then of course we have Quinn. Quinn kidnapping young kids. What? Of course, Charlie and Quinn were on a mission, and this was a mission for Cyrus. And of course, at first we just thought, you know, they're going to kidnap this kid and maybe hold him against like whoever's. I thought actually it was Leo's kid for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what I thought. So when it turned out that it was the woman who performed the autopsy, and they did it so that she would lie when Harrison and Abby showed up, I was like, oh damn, like sick. That was bad. And then Quinn looking out the window at her people getting into the car, it's like, Quinn, it's too late for you, okay? Dunzo, okay? Oh my God. So we didn't really get much of Huck in this episode, which was fine. But he did, you know, he was doing all of his reporting and he was doing all of his, you know, stuff that he likes to do. And it was, you know, that was fine. Like, Huck doesn't need to be the center of all things all the time, so that was fine. But then we had some very interesting scenes with Olivia and Mellie. And that, let me just say this, okay? When Mellie walks in the room at the very beginning of the episode and she sees Olivia and Fitz kissing, really? I mean, how did she not punch Olivia in the face? Like, I love Olivia, but come on. Even I was like, damn, girl, have some tact. Like, this is just all kinds of foul. Like, they are still husband and wife. Somebody else could have walked in that room. I mean, aren't there cameras up above? I don't know. Olivia, stop kissing the president in the office, in the Oval Office. No. So Mellie decides Mellie is going to do what Mellie does, and it's all about self-preservation. So she orchestrates this dinner or this lunch, and they're out, and they know the press is going to be there, and everyone's going to be, the gossip rags are there, and everyone's going to be taking pictures and watching, and da-da-da. And it's an awesome scene because they're literally just like skinning out their teeth, and they're like smiling, and it's all fake, and it's lovely. And she's like, well, you know, you're sleeping with my husband and you're doing this and you're doing that. And she hands over this list and she's like, take any of these men. They're short, tall, black, white, whatever. I don't care. Just get your own man. And I'm just like, word, Olivia, enough. Okay. So that scene was awesome. And then later on when Olivia and Fitz were in the Oval Office and she's like, leave the door open, and then he closes it and every time I feel like every time these two kiss, it's like epic. Like he's like storming to her and he sucks on her face, or like, you know, she's in the middle of a sentence and he interrupts her and he kisses her and he grabs her so dramatically. Everything is so dramatic with these two. And it's like that, you know, when you're dating somebody long distance and you haven't seen them in a long time, and it's like, oh, and then you're all over each other, and then it's like when the reality really sets in, do you two really like each other that much? I just don't know. Because they're yelling at each other, they're bickering at each other, they're screaming. Like, he's telling her to get out of his office. She's telling him, like, why did you hire Jake for B613? Like, these two are always just like at each other. But then they have these like hot, passionate makeout sessions, and you're just like, oh man, you two get a room. So very interesting that she, of course, found out in this episode that Jake is working for B613. And, of course, she calls that out to Fitz and, like, why would you do that? Because you know what this can do to somebody. Like, my father was a normal person before he became command and the operator of B613, or should I say the curator at the Smithsonian. And now look at who he's turned into. Y'all, when Rowan was ripping a strip off of Olivia on that park bench, OMG. I was like, what? I was like, you're her dad, be kind. And he was just killing it in that scene, okay? He was killing it. And he was like, you need to be afraid, girl. It's like, run, run, run. And I was like, oh my God, the call is coming from inside the house. Like, he's going to tear down the White House. He's going to light it up. He's going to light the match and destroy everybody. And he doesn't care if it's his daughter. I was like, oh my God. That scene was amazing. After I finish this review, I'm going to go back and watch it again. It was just Emmy reel, please. I mean, I don't know what more this man can do on the show, because every scene he's in is wicked. So Olivia is quivering. You know, she's all like, you know, you were actually the good guy and mom was the bad guy and you did all these things to protect him. And then he just was like, rrr, and I was just like, oh my God, he's not good, Olivia. Stop thinking that your dad is good, because he is not. He is not. So when he literally says, you know what happened, and that your man, like the man that you're sleeping with did this to me, and the man that you're screwing did this to me, the man that you taste like this, I was like, hug, please. Just hug. Like, it was, oh my God. Oh my goodness. That scene, amazing. So, yeah, a lot went down in this episode, guys. And then, of course, Jake shows up at the end of the episode. And I knew this was going to happen because, obviously, they need to deflect the attention off of Olivia and Fitz. And so when Jake showed up and she was like, oh, you know, you've come away from your new job, and he's like, I had to do it, it's all about the Republic, it's, you know, it's Call of Duty, and and then Olivia goes into this great rant about, you know, serving the Republic and like what we feel that we are obligated to do, and we lose a piece of our soul and we don't even know who we are anymore. And I was like, that was actually a really good rant that she went on, and I liked it, because it's like you're doing all these things and at the end of the day you've chipped away so much of who you really are. What is left? Like a person that you just don't like anymore. And clearly Olivia is turning into a little bit of an alcoholic, because that girl is guzzling wine like it is nobody's business. So she was like, you know, what did she say? She said, are you a patriot? And then next thing you know, snap, 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 the two of them kissing, holding hands, walking down the block, and it's all a facade so that she can continue being campaign manager for the Fitz Grant campaign. And that's the thing. That is how our news cycle works these days. It's like, what is the hot topic? Oh, on to the next. Oh, on to the next. Like, everybody has such a short attention span that the second something else is in the news, boom, they forget about what was just hot last week. And that is true. That is how it works. So, you know, if they can get Fitz and Olivia off the topic of every conversation, then that's what's best, you know. Of course, we all know that once the truth comes out about Sally and Cyrus, that's going to be kind of crazy. And can we talk about that conversation that Sally had with Leo when he even was like, you cray. Like, he was like backing away from her, like, What are you talking about? When she was talking about the devil came inside of me and like dark magic and this and that and that's why I didn't kill my husband. It was the devil. It was the and I was like, Sally, you crazy girl. Like she is off her rocker. So what is gonna happen? I can't wait. I mean, I'm so excited that this show is back. And I know I think we only have like 7 episodes left because, of course, they are doing everything they can do to hide Miss Kerry Washington's baby bump. Heads are in her way, bags are in her way. She's wearing these big ass jackets. Like, it is hilarious the way they're trying to disguise her baby bump. But, you know, it is what it is. And we're just going to keep going forwards. But, ooh, guys, can't wait to see what's going to go down next. Yikes. Yeah, let me know what you thought of this episode. You know, sometimes when you come back after a long break, the anticipation is so high. And I was highly anticipating this episode coming back. And I actually like the tone that it took because we're setting up all the pieces for like these back 8 episodes. And we've got some new power plays. We've got some, you know, we're introducing some new characters and some new dynamics, which are going to be very interesting. And I can't wait to see how it plays out. Yeah. Oh, I also wanted to mention that scene when Fitz and Olivia were in the office and he opened the door and then the door was closed and he grabbed her and he kissed her. I was like, get a little tight there. Back up. Like he was like grabbing her aggressively. And I was like, I don't know if I like that. But like, let's face it, these two have some wicked chemistry. So anytime they're on screen together, it's just awesome. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought. I know I've gone on long because I've been just dying to talk about my scandal and it's taken a while. But yeah, our characters are off and running. Can we get Quinn away from Charlie, please? Because, wow, kidnapping little kids, not good, not good. All right, guys, let me know what you thought. I'll see you next week. Bye.